Hey, this is James Glass, and I'm here working on our tiny home today. You can see my silhouette in the back of the shower waving to you. Hello. I wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of dry fitting your shower valve assembly before you hook up your plumbing lines, and also making sure that you secure the valve assembly somehow on the back side so that when the future time comes that you need to put the valve cartridge inside the valve body, you can actually do it. let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is the not sponsored by Delta, not sponsored by anybody. But I happen to pick a Delta, a Lux. I really like the handle and I like the satin nickel finish. And so this is it, dry fit to the tub. And so this, I also like the fact that this is sort of at the 3 o'clock position when it's off, and goes up just about to 12 o'clock when it's on. It's very nice. That's just a nice smooth finish. I like this quite a bit. So this is what it looks like on this side, and I've dry fit it. And the big thing I'm looking for, see the Delta logo? I want to make sure that is level. So that way visually this looks very good. The tub itself is actually convex. So we're dealing with surfaces here that are not quite flat. It's a little bit convex. And so what's nice is if you look at this, you can actually, this is the trim ring that comes in. I'll try to get this. You can see how it's adjustable. You can kind of adjust it. I like to adjust it so that even though this comes out not at a 90-degree here because the back side of this is convex and this conforms to it, I like this to be parallel with the handle so that it looks good. And I want to check all this before I hook up my lines. So that's the value of dry fitting. Kind of make sure that everything's going to go in before you hook up your copper PEX, whatever, and make sure it looks good and make sure you can visually get it where you want. Okay, and it only takes like 10 minutes to do. So the next thing I want to talk about is the future of your life. Let's hope you live long enough that you're able to wear out the O-rings inside of this valve cartridge. This is the valve body, and this is the plaster guard. And I shot a video about the importance of drilling the right size hole, bigger than the front circle of the valve body, but smaller than the plaster guard. And that's because the way this is held into place, and the steps that you should take to make sure that you can service this unit in the future is you squish using, see these screws that stick here? 2 screws? These are the screws in the front of the round plate. And when you tighten these down, you squish this big round disc and the valve assembly together, and by doing so, this presses this plaster guard against the fiberglass. So you squish it all together, and that's how you keep it watertight. And behind that big round disc, there's a gasket at its seal. So let's say 10 years from now you want to replace the valve body. To get those things out requires a little bit of effort. You got to pull pretty hard. So you don't want this thing flopping around and only secured basically by the PEX lines. You can leave the big disc in place, and most of the time you don't have to take this out to do the valve assembly, but yeah, let's say you had to because it was really stuck or you couldn't get it out. You really want this to stay in place. So what I do to kind of help that along, and I don't want the plaster guard moving, I don't want it moving independently of this, so I'll run a nice bead of PL Premium urethane, which is actually a sealant, but it's a massive adhesive too around the plaster guard. And because this is convex, I can't really put a board back here, not easily. It's actually at enough of an angle that there's just no decent way to get that done. So then I'll secure that, like I said, the plaster guard in place with the adhesive, just to bead all the way around. And then I'll shoot a little bit of foam back here to kind of hold it in place. And let me show you why. So let's say 10, 15 years have passed, and I've got a leaking, my shower's leaking. You need an Allen key to remove the stem. And I got to take this off anyway to make sure you don't drop the big heavy handle on your shower floor and crack it. So that comes off. There's an Allen key that goes and sets that in there. And then you can pull off this little trim ring. There's a gasket in there. Keeps the water out. And the cartridge, the valve assembly cartridge, goes inside the valve body. It's held in place by a collared nut. And then you've got to be able to pull this cartridge out of the brass valve body. And that can, see how much that wiggles? See how that's all over the place? That can be very hard to do. And so you don't want this going wonkety wonk, so you really want to try to secure the back somehow. And in the event you did have to take this disc off to replace the gasket here or whatever, you also want to be able to find your screw holes again. So taking the time to make sure that this doesn't flop around means that you won't have to rip the drywall or cut a big access hole in the drywall when you go to replace your valve assembly. Take 10 minutes to make sure it looks cosmetically good. Literally take 10 minutes to make sure that that doesn't flop all over the place. And in the future, you can actually service the unit without a bunch of issues, without having to do a bunch of drywall work or adding an access panel, which is kind of unsightly. So anyway, there you go. Dry fitting the old shower valve assembly before plumbing it up and making sure it's secure. Hey, thanks for watching.